What's up, y'all? I'm Fast Track. I'm the best man pajama, whoever stood in front of a camera. I am very excited, and today we are going to be reacting to The Apprentice, The Students, The Charlatan, Episode 3, Meet the Parents. Now, if you saw the last episode of ASC, then you would remember that one time in the episode where I saw that handsome devil, and I had a little bit of a freak out, and I thought, oh, True Sailor Comet, thank you. Oh, it's times like this that makes me happy to be alive, and to be a Brody, and to be a YouTuber, and to be doing this stuff for you, to entertain you people. What am I, just your internet monkey? Give me a banana! Oh, that reminds me. The drinking game. Give me a sec. Yeah! Oh, and one more thing. I would like to thank you all for 1,500 subscribers. You guys make my day. You make it worthwhile. I can't wait to see a good number of you at BronyCon, if I go to BronyCon. I definitely might. Hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully soon enough. So, let us review the drinking game. Every time there is a mention of the canon MLP universe, or every time there's a shot at the Brony fandom, or every time there is a musical, or every time I get bored of said musical number, I take a swig of OJ. Oh, delicious. Fruity. Now, last time on The Apprentice, The Student, and The Charlatan, we have Twilight, the apprentice of the Sunbutt Pony, and we have Nova Shine, the apprentice of Moonbutt Pony, and something with Trixie. She'll be there. Trixie Luna Moon. And, we have a little bit of shipping. Well, I do love my pony ships. So, we're gonna see what happens next. Oh, and if we get any more cameos. That reminds me, if there's a cameo, I also take a sip. Alright, you guys ready? I know I am. Alright, True Sailor Comet, wow me. And I probably won't put you on my Fast Track Attacks hit list. I totally will. Let us begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Minor language used a little in this episode. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh good, that means I can say things like previously on Avatar.
This old stone temple looking ruin in the Everfree Forest.
Oh yeah, and something about dreams.
You and I are the Knight Apprentice and the faithful student. There's no way this could be a coincidence. These genes must be magically induced.
How much sleep are you getting?
I'm getting plenty! Why does this
Not enough.
You know that induced dreams are the product of an immensely powerful...
Oh yeah, Trixie's going crazy.
Sparkle has an explaining to do, and Trixie vows that she would answer for this, and for humiliating her twice.
I just love how Trixie only speaks in third person.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Aegis?
Oh yeah, it was this scene where I saw, you know.
A friend of mine from when I lived here.
I'm sure if you just
Railside!
they'd leave you alone when you visit the city.
Railside.
They came after me in Manhattan. How do I look?
Like an undernourished god.
Something wrong?
No,
Undernourished?
This guy has eyes. Excuse me, please.
Yes, sir?
My job is just to find and keep an eye.
Oh yeah, and we have a bounty hunter.
I suppose if all you're gonna do is keep an eye on me, I can deal with it. But I don't want any of the others he sent coming after me. Fair enough.
Stupid hot-headed Pegasus.
What are you doing?
Send me back a few hours.
The next departure doesn't leave until tomorrow morning, meaning you're stuck in town for the night.
Figures. Where is
Railside! Oh, they didn't say railside!
That's progress in your education.
How did I get in that bush? 1 minute I'm in front of the statue of Discord, and the next thing I know, I'm in the bush staring through that window with no clue how I got there.
Is there something wrong? Yes, ma'am. We have a serious problem.
A serious problem, you say? TSC Productions presents a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fanfic. We didn't get to hear Rail's side, and we didn't get to see that handsome devil. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will try not to freak out. I will try. No promises, but I have prepped my mind, soul, and body to try to resist. Oh, but truesailorcomet, thank you all. Anyone who worked on this, thank you. I really have to check who was the artist for that scene. And thank the artist. Really, I do. Somebody in the comments, tell me who the artist of the last episode was who drew that scene with me in it. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Oh, so many actors. So many artists. So many producers and editors. Directed by truesailorcomet. Alright, you better wow me. I mean it. Do you really want to end up like my last 8 people? The apprentice, the student, and the charlatan. Am I saying that right? Charlatan? Or is it charlatan? Is it char or char? Meet the
I
parents.
see. Is that everything you have to report?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. Good work, Corporal. You may return to your post.
No, ma'am. I came as soon as I was relieved. I'm finished for the day. And as Nova is my friend, I'd very much like to help him out of this little conundrum.
How does he need help?
The Pegasus finding him this morning and Sergeant Shieldbreaker, I believe, being possessed, both happened in a location Nova was expected to go. Granted, Nova was in disguise for the first encounter, but the Pegasus was able to see through it. Nova has a routine while he's here, and if he wants to avoid trouble with those after him,
Interesting.
it would be best if he did something a little differently than he usually does. As such, I believe Railside Inn should be a...
Railside!
Seems I need to vary my routine here a little more than I have been.
I don't see a problem with this. Canterlot Castle has more than enough rooms for him and plenty of...
No.
Why not?
Now, Luna. I'm sure he meant no offense. But Nova, do explain your reasoning for why Canterlot Castle isn't...
Don't anger the moon princess.
It's simple, really. The Pegasus that found me today is definitely searching for me. The pony that went possibly possessed the sergeant in the gardens. We don't know who he was looking for.
I brought the
It could
best
be any of
bounty
us.
hunter in the
Just
galaxy.
someone other than me. That theoretically puts us in twice the danger you'd be in if I were somewhere else.
So, you're saying your reasoning for not staying in the castle is to reduce the danger we could all be in? How selfless of you, Nova.
Even so, regardless of that hypothetical danger it would put us in, you are still within the headquarters for the equestrian military. No pony would dare make a move against this bastion.
Right!
Any weddings lately, Aegis?
Oh!
Please don't remind me of seeing the most embarrassing defeat in equestrian history.
Shots fired.
And you refuse to stay at Canterlot Castle. Where can you stay?
My parents' house.
That...
The
seems like a good
parents?
idea.
Depends. How
Bad idea.
manner is it?
On the other side of the Canterlot Business District. And it is also within reasonable distance to the train station.
Reasonable distance relative to you, anyway.
Don't worry about him doing this.
What do you mean?
He likes to try to find ways to tear down solutions. Not that he doesn't like it, but if he can come up with a good argument, it's a good solution.
Fine. I'll go with Twilight.
I guess that settles it. Oh, and Nova? We're not taking the alleys this time. We're taking the main roads where we'll be less conspicuous by blending in.
Oh, does that mean we're gonna get more cameos?
Your man
Better get my
awaits.
drinking
Not my
game
girlfriend.
ready. Haha. I love
So,
this.
you said you'd tell me later how you knew that Pegasus was following us?
So I did.
Get
Well,
ready.
Do you know of energy sensing?
I've heard of it. Never took the time to learn how.
It takes some time, which you would rather spend learning how to cast more spells, I assume.
Pretty much.
Well,
Nothing I recognize
Energy
yet.
has-
Is that paleo?
the energy
Drink.
around you. Seeing as how you and I both know that everything generates...
Is that Ty and Dega? Drink. Lightning bliss!
Kind of like the inheritance books?
Oh, you read Erica?
This might take a while.
Well, duh. I read everything. Except the Twilight Saga. I wouldn't use those novels as paperweights.
The Twilight Saga.
Yes, well...
Oh, God.
Come on,
I'm not even
nerds.
gonna drink that.
Can't explain my mind or anything, but if it generates energy, most of the time I can sense it. There are things that are too small, and if someone casts too powerful of a spell nearby, it kind of overloads me for a bit.
So how did you know that Pegasus was following us?
The other Pegasi in the sky were flying faster. He was going exactly our speed, and he was staying right above us, only slightly behind.
Interesting. Well, if you'll follow me, I'll lead you right to my parents'
Why am I looking at pony butts right now? Who drew this? Pfft, weird people.
I'm home.
Twilight? You didn't tell us you were going to be into... who's your friend, Twilight?
Mom, this is Novashine. He's Princess Luna's Knight Apprentice. He needed a place to spend the night, and I thought we could lend him Shiny's room.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Sparkle.
Where's Dad?
Up in his room. Dinner's almost ready, and you're most welcome to join us, Nova. And please, do call me Velvet.
Come on, I'll show you to your
Velvet Sparkle.
Novashine?
Nightlight.
Twilight, your father and I need to talk. Alone.
What the what?
Are you sure?
Why? What?
You can show me
Why?
something later.
What? Why?
How do you know who I am? He didn't hire you, did he?
Relax, Nova. Princess Luna told me all about how touchy you were when it came to the subject. To see you in person, though.
You know Princess Luna?
Let's start over, shall we? I'm Nightlight Sparkle, current head of the Sparkle Clan and the Canterlot Castle Director of Staff.
Sparkle
And you are?
Clan?
Candlelight Castle Director of Staff?
Nice to meet you, Canterlot Castle. Or should I call you Director of Staff?
Dad jokes.
Definitely Twilight's father. I don't think I've ever heard a dad joke that bad from any other dad.
Yes, well, I do
That's a
try.
knee slapper.
But to answer your question, I know who you are because I interact with the princesses almost every day. It would have been impossible to not know you were the Knight Apprentice, and even more so not to hear of your, incident.
I see. Velvet said she didn't know Twilight was in town. Did you not know of our little examination today? If you interacted with the princesses as much as you say you do, you should have known.
We thought Twilight wouldn't be spending the night. However, emergency train problems happened according to the coordinator. I was
Rail
informed
side.
an hour before you
I'm sorry.
arrived, and I got home right before you two did.
Emergency train problems? On the day I happened to come to the city?
Relax, I'm sure it's nothing.
Your daughter and I were accosted by a bounty hunter this morning.
What?
But that's fine. Relax, I'm sure it was nothing.
Yeah, she faced a lot worse.
No, neither of us suffered any harm.
Then again, she was a princess during that time, but okay.
On the day the train stop and keep us in town overnight, we get accosted by a bounty hunter. Not to mention the stir-up at the castle I'm sure you heard about.
Yes, I did hear about that. Curious.
Not as curious as your daughter, who has been listening in on our conversation the whole time.
What? Oh!
She really likes knowing what's going on, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. But listen, Nova, I know about you and
Twilight,
your situation.
stop your
And
peeping.
allow me to say right now, if I ever find out my daughter came to harm and you had something to do with it, there will be no place in Equestria you can hide from me. And so help me, Celestia, you will pay for it.
You needn't strain yourself. I've avoided a pony trying to hunt me down for 10 years, and even though a bounty hunter found me today, I've made sure he's been set back several hours.
My promise still stands. But you've done nothing wrong tonight. Dinner's almost ready. Let's go relax in a more lighthearted environment.
Don't
shall
eat the
we?
food. Order takeout. I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, oh, the bounty hunter. He's alive. And awake.
He is not going to be happy. Good evening. Not sure if you remember me, but...
Sharp Eye. That is your name, yes?
Sharp Eye?
Yes, I believe your husband may be expecting me.
Yes, I think he is. Follow me then. I take it you bring good news then?
Good and bad, but I'll elaborate more when I speak to both of you in Ray.
Very well. If you follow me.
What is this, a hotel? A mansion?
Ray?
And I was just getting to the good part, Shimmer. Sharp Eye. I must admit, I didn't expect to see you here this evening.
You as well, sir.
I trust you bring news on our son?
Good and bad.
Well, let's start with the good news first.
I've managed to find your son. I found him today in Canterlot as he made his way to Canterlot Castle with the Royal Guard
Wait,
and a unicorn.
that's the father of Novashine?
Yes, he was taking a sort of examination with the castle today.
Yes, well, I lost him.
Excuse me?
I said I lost him. I was talking with him in an alleyway when that Royal Guard hit me or something and knocked me out. I woke up locked in a dumpster and had to wait for the street cleaning crews to let me out.
You spoke to him?
Well, yes. He disguised himself as a Royal Guard and I confronted him and...
Bet he took that well.
You fool! After he spent the last 10 years running, do you really think that running right up to him and trying to convince him to come back would work?
Oh dear.
Clearly at the time.
He's gonna get fired.
Clearly you weren't. But still, it is good to know that my son is in good health. Sharp-Eye, if you'll follow me, I have your payment ready.
Sir? I don't understand. Your contract was to...
The contract was only to find Nova, and you did. You needn't fear losing him again. The trains have stopped for the evening, leaving him stranded here in Canterlot. You will undoubtedly be on the first train back to wherever he lives, and you can simply follow him from there.
Is that wise? If he sees me,
He won't. You must make sure of that, Sharp-Eye. I'm counting on you.
Hang on.
I don't
If
think...
you're paying me now, that renders our contract complete.
I don't think stealth
I
is
don't
his
have to go through
speciality.
with this.
Which is why I'm offering you a new one. But we'll discuss that more in my office.
If you say so.
So if that's his father, then what is he planning? What is Nova planning? And they have computers?
You're paying the $10,000. Now, I say we would be offering you a new contract.
Is that an Apple or a PC?
Searching and 10,000's all I get.
Well, I am prepared to offer you...
It's an Apple. Sort of.
You will agree to follow.
Should I drink to that?
Keep an eye on Nova.
What?
You heard me right. 10,000 a week. If you will simply tail Nova and let me know if anything's happening to him.
I should quit Pizza
I'd be a
Hut.
fool not to take that one up, wouldn't I?
No more foolish than I have been in the past. Back when I was young and foolish. Nevertheless...
Like me.
Thank you, Sharp-Eye. You have no idea what this means to me.
You're most welcome. There's a really funny story how I ran into him today.
Oh? Do tell.
Pretty sure it was entirely dumb luck. I'd literally just gotten off the train after I heard that man Twilight Sparkle say the word Nova. I'd just gotten off a different contract at the time, but I remembered the name. So I followed him from the air. After that, well, you kind of know the rest.
As for meeting with Nova's luck, I highly doubt.
Sir, I promise, I have nothing to hide.
No, I believe you. I believe you think it was luck. But take it from a researcher of magic. In all of my many years of studying the arcane, never once did I ever find any evidence to justify the existence of luck.
How do you mean?
Discord invented bad luck.
Overflowing with magic. Love magic in the Crystal Empire, the magics of friendship, the day, the night, and so on. And these different magic forces have guided the fate of this land. The fires of friendship, the elements of harmony, and so forth as well. I believe you were led to Nova for a reason. What that reason is, I cannot say.
Destiny.
But a reason nonetheless.
Had that random
Prophecy.
I heard the name Nova as I exited the train not been random at all?
Well, our business is concluded, and I'm hungry. You're welcome to spend the night at the house, but thanks to a few bits sent the way of the train coordinator, I make sure the next train out of Canterlot is set for 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
You are most welcome. Now let's get to the dining room, shall we? I wonder what's for dinner.
Wow. Mrs. Sparkle is the single best cook I've ever known.
What about Pinky?
It would definitely be worth it to marry Twilight just to experience this every so often.
Would you like any
What?
more, Nova?
No, thank you, Mr. Sparkle.
What? I
Call
thought
me
we were
Nightlight.
done with this
It's my name.
shit.
Might as well use it.
That was nothing short of excellent, Mrs. Sparkle.
What did I tell you? Call me Velvet. And thank you, dear. I always appreciate my food being enjoyed.
Does that go for me too, Velvet?
Well, if you're gonna call her that, I guess it's completely alright if we call you Twinkle Sparky.
Dad!
What?
If you're not gonna call her Mom, isn't it only fair if we break out the baby nicknames? So, Nova, how does it feel to be the first cult friend Twilight's ever brought home?
He's not my cult friend. We're just fellow students of the princesses.
Sure, darling, whatever you say. But Shining Armor had the same goofy look on his face every time he looked at Cadence, and look where they ended up. Oh, and Nova, just want you to know, I have a Black Hesa Industries magic gun up in my closet, and if you hurt my daughter... Well, I have to be up early to be at the castle tomorrow. Good night, Nova, Twilight.
I'll join you in a minute, dear. Let me get all this cleaned up.
Nice book.
Books.
Might be able to read it better if it were right side up.
Books. Yep, he's gone.
The book just happened.
Watch your mouth while you're in here.
Yes, ma'am.
The language.
Nova, get your flank up there and talk to her.
Ow!
Oop.
What did I do?
You stallions are just so damn thick sometimes.
Hey.
She wanted to talk to you on her own without me or Knight. You may not have thought that was the warmest way to say that, but I'd be a poor mother if I hadn't seen her do that whenever she wanted Shining or Cadence to talk with her on their own and make that connection.
Alright, I'll go.
What's that? What is that on the rug?
Try this one.
What is that behind the...
Boy, I'm on the pot here.
Nope.
Ugh.
Well, that was unexpected.
What are those things behind the rug? Is that Skypaw?
Want to talk about our feelings like pathetic, sappy, touchy-feely ponies do?
What do you want?
Dang it, Skypaw.
Well, your mother told me to come talk to you.
Oh, that is just so like her. I come up here to calm down and read in peace, and she sends... Fine. Come on in.
That's a whole lot of books. With your dolls
Nice room.
and your... Oh!
Put those back.
Make me.
Oh.
Fine.
Oh.
I'll get them later.
And I'll get you to get out of your book and actually talk to me. So tell me, Twilight, what's it like studying under Celestia?
What is
Why do you
happening
want to
here?
talk so badly?
Call it a litmus test.
Litmus test?
Exactly. Quick question, actually. Do you happen to know a place in Ponyville that rents rooms for a low price that's not an inn?
Not really. No. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind letting some ponies sleep in my basement if they paid rent every day, but...
How much?
I don't know, 75 bits, maybe?
How about a monthly fee?
Nova, are you seriously asking to move in with me? You have your own very expensive-looking house.
I'll tell you more tomorrow on the train ride home. Still working out the details.
The details of what?
Tomorrow. Don't quite have it all figured out, but
What
I have an idea.
is happening
Just
in
need to
this
sleep on
world?
some.
Oh.
So, really, what is it like studying under Princess Celestia?
I could ask you the same thing about studying under Princess Luna. I've gotten to talk with her a couple of times, and I even got the chance to show her around Ponyville on Nightmare Night, but I've never really gotten to know her.
Oh yeah,
Nightmare
she
Night.
told me about that. Told me she spent the entire evening gobbling the backsides of little foals.
Well, you could say that. There's a colt in our town from Trottingham by the name of Pipsqueak. Fell into an apple bobbing tub, and Luna tried to rescue him by snagging his shorts. Pinky and Pip
Beautiful.
then proceeded to leave the town foals in a mass panic.
Yeah, I remember that. Tried to turn it into a get out and enjoy yourself lecture.
I know the feeling. Princess Celestia used to do that all the time.
Speaking of,
Oh, yes. Well, studying under her is strange. I mean, you expect the pony who knows the most about you to be you, right? Well, for me, she knows more about me than I think even my parents or I do.
can't imagine how that must work. Luna is still
In
working
what
to get to know
way?
me. Doesn't quite have a firm handle on what I'm good at, what I'm like, and so on. Like this one time, she sent me some books on alchemistic magic. Also, she could teach me a lesson in unbending my pride enough to ask for help.
You're learning alchemy? Princess Celestia and I haven't even touched on the magical implications of the subject yet.
No, I'm not. Couldn't
I'm
decipher
not
a
perfect,
word of the
okay?
textbook she sent me. Frankly, I don't think I'm anywhere near casting alchemistic spells. Still very behind in spellcasting ability.
What do you mean? How can you be behind? You were able to do everything I was able to do with the test today.
The medieval forerunner of chemistry, based on the supposed transformation of matter, it was concerned particularly with attempts to convert base metals into gold or to find a universal elixir.
Well, yes, we're supposed to be.
But we're not. I've been educated
Medieval
in
chemistry.
taught spells, but despite all of that, I'm practically rubbish at spellcasting.
Cool.
Don't say that. No, you're not. You performed very well today.
Oh yes, today I did. But in the past, I've always had trouble focusing my mind enough to cast some of the more advanced spells. How the bloody hell is she not getting this? Do you need me to put in magic kindergarten terms for you? You are better at magic than me. Twilight is greater than Nova. I can decipher the spell's magical language very well, but I can't cast a bleeding.
Which just happened?
You shouldn't have told me that. And Nova, trust me, I understand how you feel.
Really? The mayor who spent all her time indoors studying and performing high-level magic has an idea how it feels to not be able to properly indulge in one special talent?
Seriously, Nova. Before I met my friends, casting magic wasn't as easy as it is now. But when I started to study friendship in Ponyville, I grew stronger and stronger at a much faster rate than I did before. It just took me finding that little niche, so to
Does that
speak.
count?
Every
That
pony
counts.
has theirs, even you. You just need to find yours, and I know you'll make a powerful spellcaster.
High praise, Twilight Sparkle. Thank you for it. Well, I'm off.
Looks like it's
Thanks for the encouragement.
8:32.
Anytime.
Good night, Twilight.
Good night to you too, Nova.
There was a shipping happening. Okay. The parents.
Day.
Yes, today has been something. Little did either of us expect Nova to show up here. Knight, don't you find that ironic?
Yes, Val, I think I do. The two of
Vel?
them do seem to have certain something between them already. Don't want to
Vel?
quote chemistry, but it's impossible to deny that there's something there, considering the look she was giving him.
I thought
Vel?
it was going to be Glimmer and Shining Armor ending up together, only to find out now that it might be Nova and Twilight. But, oh Knight, what are we going to do?
What do you mean, Val?
He's bound to find out sooner or later that Nova spent the night here. How do you think he'll react? And what if Nova stays here again in the future? Will he come calling?
I'll talk with Ray tomorrow. He and I need to have a word after the commotion in the marketplace and the incident at the castle today.
But what if he demands to see Nova in the future? You know how he might be after the cult left. Tantalus...
We won't let him. Regardless of who is chasing him, Nova Shine is our guest, and he is Twilight's friend. And truth be told, I think he's a good stallion. I trust him. So long as he is under our roof, he should not and will not have to fear us betraying his trust. Well, since we both seem to agree, I think it's time for bed, Val.
I agree. It has been a tiring day. Good night, honey.
Good night, dear.
What? When did this become Slender Man? What? Huh? Hoo ha, hoo ha. Ooh. Oh, that was a dream, not Slender Man.
Great. Yet another one. And it seems like it's going to be one of those days.
Oh well.
Nope.
Eesh. Bedhead. Oh.
Wow, you look as
How
bad
about
as I
that?
feel. I mean,
It's fine. I know what you meant.
you were having a nightmare.
About a ruined
What is
building
in that
in
ru-
Every forest.
Is that Mario?
With a
That
glass mouth.
Deadpool?
Yeah,
It
And
glowed
Pokemon?
red.
and we both woke up.
How cute.
And
You
Minecraft?
can finish each other's sentences. Truly, you're made for each other.
Oh.
Now, is one of you
This is gonna
going
take a
to
while.
shower, or are you just going to stand here and block the hall all day?
Okay. And Star Wars? Ah. Oh dear.
What can I do for...
Huh?
What the hell are you doing?
Your bounty hunter accosted my daughter yesterday.
Someone's gonna die.
If you'll let me down...
You'd better give me a good reason why
He didn't have one. It wasn't your daughter he accosted. It was my son.
He's gonna die.
Your daughter just happened to be with him at the time.
Explain.
Aren't you supposed to be at work up at the castle?
Lunch break. Now explain.
All right. Come with me. I spoke to Shop-Boy last night about it when he came to let us know what had happened. He told me he had confronted my son, who was traveling in disguise as a royal guard that was supposed to be a part of your daughter's escort to the castle.
If he was in disguise, how did he know?
As best I can tell, he flew up above the scene and saw it, so he followed them until he thought he had a good opportunity to confront Nova. Nova fled the scene, Shop-Boy followed, but Aegis, the actual god of the scene, knocked him unconscious, allowing them to escape.
And now he's searching again? If he so much as talks to my daughter without her permission, Ray.
He's already found him again, Knight. And all he's doing now is just keeping an eye on Nova, telling him from a distance, making sure he doesn't go and do anything stupid.
How could he have found him again?
Lots of people are doing stuff stupid.
Because there's only one train out of Canterlot today, and they still have
You're real sad.
path down in the mountain. It's been 5 months since Trixie Lulamoon took that little spill in her wagon.
Trixie?
And they still haven't determined what caused it. And you know
What does she have to do with
it until they find out what it is.
Oh, Ray, don't tell me. You had something to do with the trains being stopped for the evening yesterday, didn't you? And you were the one responsible for possessing the pony in the castle grounds, weren't you?
Really?
Weren't you?
I did, yes. I had
Really?
my son Knight. And as for the trains, it was simply a
How
little
powerful
bit
is his
of
magic?
to pay for some rescheduling. Nothing
This
harmful
is
to anybody.
interesting.
I don't think I need to tell you what happened the last time one of us bribed some pony for something we thought was harmless. You, me, and Tantalus used to be the best of friends, Ray. And then ever since the incident at the school, we're all drawn into stupid little confrontations like this. I'm sorry, Ray. I do wish you and him would patch things up, but I don't think this is going to help.
How did you know it was my bounty hunter?
As I said earlier,
Good point.
Nova was traveling with Twilight to Canterlot Castle. And in the wake
I'm sure
of the
there's a lot
hunter's
of bounty
encounter
hunters
with
in
the guard at the castle,
the world of ponies.
Nova needed a place to stay. Twilight brought him home with her, and we let him spend the night. And we will continue to offer him our roof and Shining Armor's bed in the future. And Ray, we will not be telling you when he is staying with us. Is that understood?
Completely. I completely understand, old friend. If I knew he was staying at your home, I know my wife would probably try to beat down the door just to see him. For what it's worth, Knight, I am sorry about Shop-Boy accosting Twilight. I'll send him a letter telling him not to go anywhere near the filly, if that will satisfy you.
It should.
Don't go
But
near the
it
future
had better
princess.
be a more thoroughly worded order than that.
It will be. You have my word.
Very well. My promise still stands, though. If your bounty hunter so much as talks to Twilight without her permission, there will be hell to pay.
Oh, yes. I have a feeling he's gonna die. In the future. Maybe. Hopefully. Where is that bounty hunter anyway? Ah, this must be the train.
Ready?
Ready.
Oh yeah, the sleeping spell. Later.
So, last night you said that your little conversation with me was and I quote, litmus test? Care to elaborate?
Litmus
yes.
test.
I asked you if you'd be charging rent if I were to stay at your library.
What is
for a
that?
while.
I'm gonna look it up.
Perhaps I should start at the beginning.
The beginning?
Yes, the nightmares we've been having.
What about them?
What if I were to say that we would work together to find the source of these nightmares and put an end to them?
I would say that is a good idea, but that I wouldn't know a way to work
Mistest.
together while we're both too busy learning from our teachers.
A test
Aren't you
for
studying on your own?
acidity
If I
or
recall, you're actually working
alkalinity
a full-time
using
job and studying
litmus.
in your off time.
Well,
A decisively
yes, that is true.
indicative test.
Though I learned
Opposition
about
to a
magic
nomination
every time
because
I
of
interact
litmus
with my
test for
friends.
political
What about you?
support of
Don't you have a
candidates.
job?
Nope. Magical mercenary, remember?
It's another chemistry thing.
That means I could simply do magic-oriented jobs around town, make enough money to pay whatever rent you impose, help chip in. And in my off time, I could spend more time searching for a way to end these nightmares of ours.
Just out of curiosity, why would you need to live in my library? Why not in your house or someplace else? Or even a different city entirely if you're looking to get away from nature?
That's a good
It's simple, really.
point.
My home in Naden has a fairly decent study, but compared to a Norman library, it's inferior.
They really are a bunch of
library is
nerds.
smaller than my study, if you can believe that.
They're perfect
and I have
for
to walk
each
3
other.
hours there and back just to do anything in Ponyville.
Ship.
That's a quarter of a day. Second, other cities may come with better resources, yes, but Ponyville would put me closer to you. You're a fellow student. You run a library, and you're also suffering from these nightmares, meaning that Ponyville would make it most convenient for us.
Okay. But why stay with me?
Because, frankly, I think
Shipping.
you'd be more willing to have a friend stay at your home for an extended period of time, provided, of course, he pays his dues, rather than a costly inn.
So, long story short, you're counting on me to be a nice and generous pony?
That's the gist of it, yes.
Aww.
Well, did I convince you?
She is nice
Convincing would
and
imply
generous.
that I agreed with Lactose.
So rarity is the
And
element of
yes, your
generosity,
arguments have moved me to accept your
and
request,
Fluttershy
but
is the element of
we would need to
kindness.
discuss payment and ground rules.
Yeah.
I do live in the library, and I'll not have you treating it like a sty.
Implying
Yeah,
I
it's
would
just a
ever
bunch of
think reading
books.
But yes, I agree. And you have my word that I will live by your rules while I'm there, whatever they are.
Something the matter?
Yes,
That
actually.
animation.
I just happened to notice that our bounty hunter from yesterday is sitting in the compartment next to us. And
Huh?
he's listening in on every word.
Huh?
No, if he
What?
wanted to take me, he'd have done so much earlier. Which means he's obviously out to tail me, and I don't mind that. But so help me, if I even hear so much as a rumor of him coming to take me, or if I find out that he's been asking some funny questions to you, I'm going to make sure he gets returned to Canalot on an express Pegasi ambulance. Have I made my point? Tap 3 times on the wall for yes. Good enough for me.
Alrighty then.
Something spell? And how did you know he was there?
My energy sensing. In this way, he won't be listening in on us until we arrive home. But still, that escalated quickly.
It
Oh,
did,
dear.
didn't it? But speaking of
Bounty
bringing in island
hunters.
ponies, what about
It's not a really good
princesses?
one.
What about them?
Koga
All that
kun.
we're looking into?
Has Princess Celestia been any sort of help to you when you've asked? Because Luna has been most unhelpful to me.
Oh,
Everything I know of this,
so many
I had to figure out
references.
for myself.
So little
So
time.
I think that while we shouldn't outright lie to them, that doesn't mean we need to tell them what we're doing.
I don't think I can do that. I would never go against Princess Celestia.
How about
Yes,
this?
you would.
You simply lodge me, and I do all the actual doing. That way, you're in no way at fault. Does this sound reasonable?
Do you even have a plan? This all sounds nice, but do you even have any idea where you're going with this?
As a matter of fact, yes and no. While
Yes
it's true that we
and
don't know
no.
who could be casting these dreams on us, we can still try to find out what that ruin in error-free forest is and look into it. Perhaps that will give us some insight. Well, since you don't seem to have any more objections, and you haven't backed out, I look forward to working with you, Miss Sparkle.
Koga.
And you as well, Nova.
Wait. This has nothing to... It's more real world than anything else. To be continued. Oh. That happened. Oh, and song.
Our son has
Ye-
found his place. With
And I'm bored of it.
courage he will face any enemy to protect.
No offense,
Equestria.
whoever's singing. Well, it had the right amount of mystery, right amount of shipping, the right amount of story, and some backstory, and some future story, and some cameos from a few of my friends. Skypaw, I'm looking at you. And we get some... And we get some story on Twilight's father. Come on here, Ricky. Oh dear. One can only guess what's going to happen next. And the bounty hunter, and the bounty hunter's employer, who just so happens to be Nova's father, and what else? What else? And Nova's guard friend, and apparently we won't be going to Rail's side. This Oh well. All I can say is, I loved it, and I cannot wait to see the next episode, and I'm sorry, True Sailor Comet, but you are not safe. You're gonna end up just like Miss Rose. And I did not see a cameo of a certain handsome man, but I did see Skypaw and Lightning Bliss and Tyan Dega, and I think Dr. Wolf. Or was that Crown Prince? It's really hard to tell the difference, because they're both canines. Oh, this was amazing. It made me laugh. It did not make me cry. It made me question what I do. Wonderful, wonderful story. Wonderful story. Just beautiful. I guess that should be it for me.
Let's go play.
Let's drag. That's my Gemma, stood in front of the camera, and by the time this video is over, mine will be over. Sing with me, people! I mean, I've never heard of it, but yeah. We still got 15 seconds on me. Is that it? Almost. Almost. Ooh, other stuff. Okay, that's it. Bye!